Sparkle Designs and Best Friends. The scent of lavender and lemon verbena hung in the air, a signature blend courtesy of Lily's ever-present diffuser. Sparkle Designs was more than just a creative agency. It was a sanctuary, a collaborative playground where ideas bloomed as vibrantly as the potted orchids that Mr. Thompson, their delightfully eccentric boss, insisted on keeping alive. Lily bounced in her swivel chair, the wheels squeaking a protest as she spun to face Maya. Sunlight streamed through the loft windows, illuminating the strands of multicolored fairy lights Maya had strung across their shared workspace. Okay, seriously, you will not believe what I almost finished last night. Maya, perched on the edge of her own chair, meticulously organizing her color-coded pens, raised a skeptical eyebrow. Almost finished. Does that mean you finally managed to keep something from exploding? Lily feigned offense, clutching her chest. Rude. My last, minor incident, with the self-inflating pool float was a learning experience. An experience that involved the fire department, Maya muttered, but a smile tugged at the corner of her lips. They were an odd pair, Lily, the human embodiment of sunshine and spontaneous combustion metaphorically, mostly, and Maya, the grounded, analytical rock, always ready with a spreadsheet and a voice of reason. Yet, their differences were the very mortar that held their friendship together. Since freshman orientation, where Lily had accidentally spilled a gallon of iced tea on Maya's meticulously planned outfit, they'd been inseparable. Lily dreamed in vibrant hues, Maya translated those dreams into tangible plans. This is different, Lily insisted, her voice bubbling with excitement. This is revolutionary. Think personalized aromatherapy on demand. Maya finally abandoned her pens, her full attention now focused on Lily. Personalized aromatherapy. Like a diffuser that knows your mood. Better. Lily practically vibrated with anticipation. It analyzes your stress levels in real time and creates a bespoke scent blend to combat it. I call it the Serenity Spark. Maya leaned back, considering. Stress levels. How are you measuring that? Are we talking about attaching electrodes to people's foreheads? Relax, Dr. Frankenstein, Lily laughed, pulling a small, sleek device from her pocket. It resembled a stylish smartwatch, but instead of a screen, it had a series of tiny, almost invisible sensors. It uses advanced biofeedback technology. Non-invasive, completely safe and super chic, if I do say so myself. Maya reached for the device, turning it over in her hands. And the scents. How are you handling the blends? Microcapsules. Lily declared triumphantly. Each containing a different essential oil. The Serenity Spark releases them in precise combinations based on the biofeedback data. Mr. Thompson chose that moment to pop his head into their workspace, his tie askew, and a mischievous twinkle in his eye. Serenity Spark, you say? Sounds positively illuminating. You know, Lily, innovation is the lifeblood of Sparkle Designs. Keep those creative juices flowing. He winked, then disappeared as quickly as he'd arrived, humming a jaunty tune. Lily beamed. He likes it. He really likes it. I'm going to demo it for him next week. With your help, of course. Maya squeezed Lily's hand. Always. But Lily. She hesitated, her brow furrowed. Be careful. You know how competitive things can get around here when Mr. Thompson is considering new product lines. Lily's smile faltered, a flicker of doubt crossing her face. She knew Maya was right. Sparkle Designs thrived on innovation, but that also meant a constant pressure to outdo each other. She pushed the worry aside. She trusted Maya. They were best friends. What could possibly go wrong? The rainbow unicorn sprinkler dream. Lily practically vibrated in her seat, her fork hovering over a half-eaten salad. Okay, so picture this, she began, her voice barely a whisper before escalating to a near shout, rainbow unicorn sprinklers. Maya, calmly chewing her veggie wrap, raised an eyebrow. Sprinklers. But not just any sprinklers, Maya. These are shaped like unicorns. And when the water comes out, it diffracts the light and makes a rainbow. Lily's eyes sparkled, reflecting the fluorescent lights of the company cafeteria. Imagine a shimmering rainbow arc shooting out of a majestic, water-spewing unicorn. Maya swallowed, a small smile playing on her lips. That's certainly imaginative. Lily deflated slightly. Imaginative good or imaginative Lily, you're losing it. Imaginative. Imaginative good, Maya assured her, reaching across the table to squeeze Lily's hand. But practical good. We're talking about garden sprinklers, right? Not some art installation for Burning Man. Lily snatched a napkin and a pen from the dispenser, her earlier disappointment vanishing. I've thought about that. See? She began sketching furiously, her tongue poking out from the corner of her mouth. The unicorn itself is molded from durable, weather-resistant plastic. The horn. That's where the magic happens. It's got a tiny prism inside, so sunlight hits it just right. And get this, the water pressure can be adjusted to control the size of the rainbow arc. She tapped the napkin with the pen. Bigger arc for larger lawns, smaller arc for, like, window boxes. Maya leaned closer, studying the crude but enthusiastic sketch. Okay, I see. And the water jets are hidden, where? Hidden in the mane. Lily declared triumphantly, drawing a few squiggly lines to represent the unicorn's flowing locks. And maybe the tail too. We can experiment. Maya tapped the napkin thoughtfully. The prism's a good touch. It's what makes it stand out. But how do you ensure consistent rainbow quality? Different water hardness, sunlight intensity. Lily hadn't considered that. Her brow furrowed. Good point. Maybe a replaceable filter. Or a self-cleaning mechanism to prevent mineral buildup on the prism. Maya nodded, impressed. See? You're thinking. It needs to be reliable, easy to maintain, and let's be honest, relatively cheap to produce. People aren't going to pay a fortune for a rainbow, no matter how pretty. Lily sighed. I know. But still, imagine. Kids would love it. Adults would love it. It's pure, unadulterated joy shooting out of a unicorn. It definitely has potential, Maya conceded, gathering her tray. Look, I'm not saying it's a guaranteed win, but I like the core concept. It's unique. Let's brainstorm some more technical details after work. We can research materials, manufacturing costs, and rainbow consistency solutions. Lily beamed, grabbing Maya's arm. Seriously? You'll help me? Of course, I'll help you, Lily. That's what best friends do. Now come on, let's finish our lunch. We both have spreadsheets to conquer. As they stood to leave, Lily carefully folded the napkin with her rainbow unicorn sprinkler sketch and tucked it safely into her pocket. The rainbow unicorn dream, for now, was still alive. The sparkle pony surprise. Nervousness crackled through the conference room. Mr. Thompson, perched precariously on the edge of the mahogany table, face aglow, announced, "All right, sparkle designers. Time to unleash your creative thunder. Who's eager to showcase their ingenuity?" Lily's hand shot skyward, narrowly avoiding a watery catastrophe. Anxious all morning, she'd been practically buzzing, ready to present her invention. "I'm ready to go." Mr. Thompson chuckled, his gaze swiveling towards Maya. "All right, Lily, you'll have your turn. But first," he said with a playful glint, "Maya, you've been unusually reserved. Let's have a surprise." Maya, normally a portrait of calm, looked ashen. She adjusted her glasses, throat working. "Okay, Mr. Thompson. I have a project I've been developing." With a click of the remote, the screen burst to life, revealing a 3D model of a pony. A glittering pony, no less. Lily's smile wavered. "It's a sprinkler system," Maya explained, confidence blooming in her voice as she continued. "Specifically engineered for gardens and lawns. We're calling them Sparkle Pony Sprinklers. A wave of impressed murmurs swept the room. Mr. Thompson stroked his chin thoughtfully, a spark of intrigue in his eyes. Intriguing, Maya. Truly intriguing. Tell us more. Lily felt the warmth drain from her face. Sparkle Pony Sprinklers. The name alone was disturbingly familiar. And the design, the fanciful, almost cartoonish equine form, mirrored the sketches she'd shared with Maya only days before. As Maya elaborated on the technical aspects, the rotating nozzle cleverly concealed within the pony's horn, the customizable spray patterns, Lily's mind spun. How could this be unfolding? Had she somehow misinterpreted? Had her own excitement blinded her to reality? Maya concluded her presentation to enthusiastic applause. Mr. Thompson, still beaming, turned his attention to Lily. Well, Lily, what offering do you bring to the table? Lily simply stared, her meticulously prepared presentation notes a bewildering swirl of ink. She stammered, I had a similar notion. A sprinkler system, shaped like ponies. The word sounded frail, empty, even to her. A few heads swiveled, a ripple of confused expressions spreading throughout the room. An intern whispered to his colleague, and a flush rose up Lily's neck. Mr. Thompson's smile dimmed slightly. A similar notion, you say? Well, that's quite the coincidence. He cleared his throat, the earlier enthusiasm deflating. Perhaps we can discuss the subtle differences of each concept later. For now, let's proceed to the next presentation. As the next presenter began, Lily remained paralyzed, the weight of disbelief crushing her. Her vision swam, and the vibrant hues of the Sparkle Designs conference room seemed to blur around her. Maya hadn't even glanced her way. Hadn't even acknowledged the devastating blow she'd delivered. A tight knot of betrayal formed in Lily's stomach. This wasn't mere coincidence. This was appropriation. And it came from the one person she considered a confidant. A friendship broken. Lily discovered Maya in the break room, constructing a meticulous sugar packet tower. The tiny, scraping sounds were a relentless assault on Lily's already fragile composure, the result of a sleepless night. Maya, a word. Lily's voice was a strained thread. Maya's eyes, usually so steady, flickered with surprise. Hey, Lily. Sure, what's up? She tucked a stray hair behind an ear, a telltale sign of nervousness Lily recognized instantly. Lily inhaled deeply. It's about the presentation. The Bloom and Grow marketing campaign. A slight crease formed between Maya's brows. What about it? Did Thompson approve? Approve? Maya, you presented my concept. The Bloom and Grow idea. The seed paper campaign I've been detailing to you for weeks. Lily's voice climbed with each phrase, her carefully maintained control shattering like glass. Maya's sugar edifice wobbled. Silence stretched, her expression indecipherable. Finally, a sigh. Lily, let me explain. Explain how you conveniently forgot who birthed the idea. How you basked in Thompson's praise for my creation. Lily's hands trembled. A flush crawled up her neck. The break room, typically a sanctuary of caffeine and quiet murmurs, now felt constricting, almost airless. The acrid tang of stale coffee permeated the air. It wasn't like that, Maya murmured, her voice subdued. I intended to tell you. I simply needed to refine a few aspects. Refine? You delivered the whole damn thing. Right down to the tagline. A knot tightened in Lily's throat. Betrayal left a harsh aftertaste, like the overbrewed coffee she usually avoided. Look, Lily, Thompson adored the core concept, but he craved something more practical. He dismissed the seed paper as unscalable. I incorporated the digital dimension, the social media tie-in. That's what made it viable. Maya moved closer, her gaze pleading. I planned to share the accolades, Lily, I swear. But the chance, it was right there. The chance to pilfer my brainchild and hog all the credit. Lily hissed, tears prickling her eyes. I considered you a friend, Maya. I placed my trust in you. Maya recoiled as if struck. I am your friend. And this isn't about theft. It's about forging something exceptional together. We could have achieved this in tandem, Lily. No, Maya, Lily countered, shaking her head. We could have. But you opted to go solo. You prioritized ambition over our bond. She turned and strode out of the break room, leaving Maya standing amid the ruins of her sugar packet tower. The faint cascade of falling packets echoed in the sudden, profound stillness. A dull ache settled in Lily's chest as she replayed Maya's expression in her mind. Had she been wrong about her all along? Or simply blinded by naive faith? Regardless, one truth resonated with chilling clarity: something invaluable had been irrevocably broken. Feeling lost and uninspired, Lily's studio, normally a vibrant echo of her inner world, felt today like a taunt. Tubes of pigment lay scattered, unfinished canvases mocking her muted mood. Color itself felt false. For 3 hours she'd been locked in a silent battle with a blank page, its pristine surface a glaring indictment of her stalled creativity. Her ideas, once a torrent, had slowed to a murky trickle, choked by the weeds of doubt. She shoved the sketchbook aside, the whisper of paper on wood the only disturbance in the oppressive quiet. Even the familiar drone of the ventilation, typically a soothing backdrop, now rasped against her nerves. Lunch intruded like an unwelcome summons. The office thrummed with life, the mingled scents of various cuisines an assault on her senses. Usually she savored these communal breaks, the easy banter and collaborative energy. Now, invisibility felt like the only option. Especially from Maya. Lily had become an expert in avoidance. A detour to the ladies' room preempted Maya's coffee run. A calculated juggling of appointments ensured minimal overlap. A sudden, pressing need to tidy the stockroom materialized whenever Maya's approach neared. It was ridiculous, she knew. Pathetic, even. But the prospect of confronting Maya, of facing her steady gaze, triggered a coil of anxiety she couldn't unravel. The wound still throbbed, the suspicion stung. She picked at a tasteless granola bar, its dry texture mirroring the hollowness inside. Even food, normally a source of comfort and delight, offered no solace. A hesitant knock on the ajar doorway startled her. David from marketing stood there, his typically bright expression shadowed with concern. Hey, Lily, you all right? You seem a little out of sorts. She manufactured a smile, the effort feeling strained. Just a touch under the weather, David. Nothing serious. He looked unconvinced but thankfully didn't pry. Well, anything you need, just say the word, okay. We're all here. His well-intentioned words only amplified her isolation. She felt like an imposter, feigning composure while her world fractured. As David departed, her eyes fell on the framed photo on her desk, a captured moment of her and Maya, radiant with smiles, arms intertwined at the previous summer's company outing. The memory of that day, brimming with sunshine and uninhibited joy, seemed a figment of a forgotten dream. She squeezed her eyes shut, banishing the image. Guilt, a constant shadow these past days, clawed at her. Perhaps she was mistaken about Maya. Perhaps her own anxieties were distorting her perspective. But the Bloom Beauty pitch, the one she'd poured herself into, being delivered by Maya, that image persisted, a persistent, grating irritant. She exhaled, the sound thick with defeat. Until she could ascertain the truth, she couldn't face Maya. Couldn't face anyone. The colors within her studio seemed to fade further, the silence closing in, suffocating her inspiration, her happiness, her very being. The secret project. The muffled murmur of Mr. Thompson's voice drifted from his half-open office door. Lily paused, her hand hovering over the handle of the break-room fridge. She needed her afternoon pick-me-up, a fizzy grapefruit soda, before tackling the Johnson account revisions. But the hushed intensity in his tone snagged her attention. Absolutely confidential, he was saying. The board can't know anything until we're ready to present. Especially not Bloom. Lily's stomach plummeted. Bloom. That had to be her. What was so secret that he couldn't even tell her? The prickle of betrayal stung. She'd poured her heart and soul into this company, sharing every crazy, half-baked idea, only to be shut out now. Driven by a sudden, unwelcome surge of paranoia, she abandoned the grapefruit soda and tiptoed closer to the door. Yes, the prototypes are promising, Mr. Thompson continued, his voice a near whisper. But the budget, we'll need to be creative. And keep it under wraps. This is Project Nightingale. Nightingale. The name itself sounded clandestine, important. Lily's imagination, usually a source of boundless creativity, conjured images of shadowy figures and secret meetings. She pictured complex blueprints, hidden files, and Mr. Thompson, her usually affable boss, morphing into a Bond villain. The phone call ended abruptly. Lily scrambled back to the fridge, grabbed her soda, and feigned interest in the expiration dates on the yogurt containers. Mr. Thompson emerged, looking slightly flustered. Lily. Just the person I wanted to see, he said, a little too brightly. Got a minute? Sure, she replied, trying to keep her voice even. Just admiring our, extensive yogurt selection. He chuckled, the sound strained. Right. Well, I was hoping you could take a look at the Johnson account revisions. I know you have a knack for, well, you know. He gestured vaguely. Lily nodded, her mind already racing. She needed to know what Project Nightingale was. Now. An hour later, opportunity knocked. Mr. Thompson, muttering something about a sudden craving for artisanal cheese, left his office. Lily pounced. His computer screen was locked, but a quick glance revealed the files he'd been working on. She recognized the Johnson account, but there was another folder, tucked away in a less obvious directory, P Nightingale_confidential. Bingo. She waited for the screensaver to kick in, then quickly snapped a photo of his password hint a childhood pet's name with her phone. Back at her desk, after a few tries she unlocked the folder. Inside were architectural renderings, but not of office buildings or retail spaces. These were whimsical. Colorful. There were unicorns, rainbows, cartoon animals, and then she saw it. The words St. Jude's Children's Hospital, New Wing Design, emblazoned across the top of one of the documents. A wave of relief washed over her, so intense it almost knocked her off her chair. Project Nightingale wasn't some nefarious scheme to steal her ideas. It was, this. A children's hospital wing. Transformed with rainbows and unicorns. But why the secrecy? Why couldn't he tell her? Was it really just about the budget? A knot of unease remained, twisting in her stomach. She scrolled through the designs, her heart aching with a mixture of relief and confusion. One image, a rendering of a playroom filled with hand-painted murals, caught her eye. It was breathtaking. Suddenly, the door swung open. Mr. Thompson stood there, a half-eaten block of cheese in his hand, his face a mask of bewildered dismay. Lily? What are you doing? The truth revealed. The scent of lilies, thick and cloying, hung in the air of Maya's office. Lily stood awkwardly near the door, twisting the strap of her purse. The digital clock on Maya's desk blinked 3:17 p.m. in harsh red numbers, each blink a small hammer blow against Lily's guilt. Maya, I owe you an apology. The words felt thick in her throat. Maya looked up from a stack of blueprints, her expression unreadable. Come in, Lily. Close the door. Lily obeyed, the click of the latch echoing in the sudden silence. She perched on the edge of the visitor's chair, avoiding Maya's gaze. I was wrong. About everything. About you. About me stealing your idea. Maya's voice was flat, devoid of emotion. Lily flinched. Yes. I saw your presentation. The one for the hospital project. It wasn't just a presentation, was it? It was a pitch. A flicker of something relief. crossed Maya's face. She leaned back in her chair, finally meeting Lily's eyes. It was. Thompson wanted to see if the board would bite. He's been running interference for months, trying to get it approved. But why didn't you tell me? Lily's voice cracked. Maya sighed, running a hand through her perfectly styled hair. Because Thompson swore me to secrecy. It's been a nightmare. He said revealing the project prematurely could jeopardize the entire deal, especially with the rival hospital chain sniffing around. So all that talk about reimagining patient care and holistic healing environments, that was all code for the new pediatric wing, Maya finished, a small smile playing on her lips. State-of-the-art, child-centric, designed to alleviate anxiety and promote healing through, yes, even whimsical design. Lily's mind raced. But the sparkle pony sprinklers. Maya's smile widened. Were you wondering why I was so interested in your, shall we say, unique design? It was brilliant, Lily. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Thompson loved it. He envisions them installed in every patient room. The lilies in the vase suddenly seemed less oppressive, more fragrant. Lily's heart soared. So, you weren't trying to steal my idea. You were, using it. Helping it reach its full potential, Maya corrected gently. And protecting it, perhaps, from someone who might not have understood its inherent sparkle. Mr. Thompson chose that exact moment to bustle in, his face flushed. Maya, have you seen, oh, Lily? What a pleasant surprise. He wrung his hands, a nervous tick Lily hadn't noticed before. Just confirming details about, the sprinkler system prototypes. He avoided eye contact, fiddling with the knot of his tie. Lily exchanged a knowing glance with Maya. The flustered executive and the meticulously planned presentation painted a clear picture. She had been so wrong, so blinded by her own insecurities. Everything's fine, Mr. Thompson, Maya said smoothly. Lily understands now. And she's on board. Lily grinned. Sparkle pony sprinklers are go. Friendship restored. The stale air of the break room hung heavy as Lily watched Maya enter. Her own hands were clammy, clutching a lukewarm coffee. Maya looked exhausted, her usual vibrant energy dimmed. Lily braced herself. Hey, Maya said softly, her gaze meeting Lily's. There was a raw honesty there that disarmed Lily instantly. Hey, Lily replied, her voice barely a whisper. The silence stretched, thick with unspoken accusations and hurt feelings. Finally, Lily couldn't take it anymore. I was so angry, Maya. I thought you were taking my idea for the sensory garden. The words tumbled out, laced with a lingering bitterness. Maya sighed, running a hand through her dark hair. I know. And I messed up. I should have told you what I was doing. I wanted to surprise you, to make it even better, but I went about it all wrong. Surprise me? Lily's eyebrows shot up. What do you mean? The board loved your initial proposal, Lily. But they had concerns about the budget, about the long-term maintenance. I knew I could address those concerns. My aunt, she owns a landscaping company specializing in sustainable design. I reached out to her, got her to donate her time and expertise. I was building a full proposal, Lily, one that was airtight, guaranteed to get approved. I never meant to steal your thunder. I panicked. I thought if I told you, you'd be worried, and I wanted to protect you from that. Lily stared at her, the anger draining away, replaced by a rush of relief and a pang of guilt. But why didn't you just tell me? Because I'm terrible at talking about my feelings, Maya admitted, a wry smile touching her lips. And because I was being an idiot, trying to be a superhero, when all I needed to do was trust you. Lily chuckled, the sound shaky but genuine. Well, you definitely succeeded in surprising me. She paused, then added, I should have trusted you too. I jumped to conclusions and I'm sorry. Maya stepped closer, her eyes filled with warmth. Apology accepted. Friends? Friends, Lily affirmed, a wide smile spreading across her face. The tension in the room dissipated, replaced by a sense of lightness and renewed camaraderie. So, Maya said, a glint of excitement returning to her eyes. About that sensory garden, my aunt has some incredible ideas for incorporating native plants and water features. We could really make this project sing. Lily's creative energy surged back. Oh, I love that. And I had an idea for incorporating interactive art installations, sculptures that respond to touch and sound. They spent the next hour huddled together, brainstorming, sketching, and excitedly bouncing ideas off each other. The break room transformed into a buzzing hub of creativity. Lily realized that Maya's secret plan wasn't an act of betrayal, but a testament to their friendship. And together, they were an unstoppable force, ready to bring their vision to life and transform the hospital into a haven of healing and beauty. Rainbows for everyone. Okay, so, more rainbows. But elevated rainbows, Lily declared, pacing Maya's tiny apartment, a half-eaten donut clutched in one hand. We need rainbows that sing. Rainbows that dance. Maya, perched on a stool sketching in her notebook, sighed. Lily, honey, rainbows don't actually sing or dance. We're working with paint and glitter, not actual magic. But it is magic, Maya. It's hospital magic. Think projected rainbows, shimmering walls, maybe even rainbow-scented air fresheners. Lily's eyes sparkled. Maya chewed on the end of her pen. Rainbow-scented air fresheners. I'm not sure the hospital ventilation system can handle that without causing a code red. But the projected rainbows, that's feasible. We could use those small, rotating projectors and bounce light off mirrored mosaics. The next few days were a blur of activity. Lily, fueled by enthusiasm and industrial-sized bags of gummy bears, oversaw the painting of the mural, a colossal, pastel unicorn galloping across a field of rainbow flowers. Maya, with Mr. Thompson perpetually hovering anxiously at her elbow, managed the tech. Tiny projectors, painstakingly calibrated, cast shimmering rainbows across the walls, dancing with the slightest movement. The day of the grand opening dawned bright and clear. The entire wing was transformed. The air, though thankfully devoid of artificial rainbow scent, thrummed with a sense of hopeful anticipation. Nurses in custom-made unicorn headbands bustled about, their faces alight with genuine smiles. Mr. Thompson, looking like he might spontaneously combust from nerves, wrung his hands. Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure this is going to, well, you know, Maya placed a reassuring hand on his arm. Relax, Mr. Thompson. It's going to be wonderful. And it was. As the first children, some in wheelchairs, others clutching for poles, were wheeled into the wing, a collective gasp rippled through the room. Little faces lit up, eyes wide with wonder. A small girl with a shaved head reached out a tentative hand to touch a shimmering rainbow on the wall, her face breaking into a hesitant smile. Lily watched from the corner, tears stinging her eyes. A boy, no older than 7, who had been listless and withdrawn during her previous visits, was now laughing, chasing the projected rainbows with a newfound energy. Suddenly, a tug on her sleeve. It was Maya. Look. She pointed towards a group of teenagers, usually stoic and unimpressed. They were gathered around the mural, actually smiling. One of them was even taking a selfie with the unicorn. Rainbows for everyone, Lily whispered, a lump forming in her throat. She glanced at Maya, wanting to share the moment, to bask in their shared triumph. But Maya was already deep in conversation with Mr. Thompson, her brow furrowed in concentration as she pointed at a control panel. She looked distant. The familiar pang of doubt resurfaced. Was this really their success? Or was it all Maya, expertly manipulating things behind the scenes, leaving Lily to flail about with glitter and good intentions? The joy of the moment felt suddenly tainted.